What up, guys? It's your boy Mist from the ABC Duelist coming to you with another deck profile. Tonight we are showcasing off the brand new Electromagnet Warrior series that just got released in the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi Structure Pack. I've been actually fine-tuning this deck since it came out. I know that Z came out with his ABC deck profile a couple days ago, and we have both been playtesting the decks simultaneously at different times and different intervals. And this is my variation of the build. I think it's just as competitive, if not on equal standing. It might not get above ABC all the time, but it is on the same kind of ball game. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. All right, and so the first thing is our main engine. We're running 3 alphas, 3 betas, and 3 gammas. So first thing, these are the new retrained versions of the Alpha, Beta, and Gamma Normal Monster series that came out a long time ago with the Valkyrian set. These Electromagnet Warriors are effect monsters, as well as their star level has been reduced by 1 in comparison to their previous iterations. Each one has a pretty good effect that goes well with the deck's mechanic. To get out the big boss monster, Berserkion, which is just like how Valkyrion used to be the big monster for the original set. So we're going to go into their effects real quick. First we have Alpha, the Electromagnet Warrior. Alpha, the Electromagnet Warrior's effect is, if this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 level 8 Magna Warrior monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Alpha, the Electromagnet Warrior once per turn. During your opponent's turn, you contribute this card to special summon 1 level 4 Magnet Warrior monster from your deck. This is a quick effect. So the bottom effect there to special summon the level 4 Magnet Warrior, that's not one that I go into with my build. I'd actually prefer not to use the vanilla cards. I think that the engine flows better with just the new retrained monsters. But the primary effect of Alpha is to get Berserkion, the big boss monster, and Valkyrion, if you have him in the deck with the polymerization to go into the fusion boss monster, straight to your hand in a really quick fashion. So we're going to run 3 of Alpha at all times. The next step up, we've got Beta, the Electromagnet Warrior. Beta's effect is as follows. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add 1 level 4 or lower Magnet Warrior monster from your deck to your hand, except Beta, the Electromagnet Warrior. So this is your add a card. As soon as he's normal or special summoned, he adds any of the other 2 to the hand, which allows you to go straight into your Berserkion play, or to go straight into your special summon play and go into an Xyz overlay. So, Beta, really good card. His retrained version, a little weaker than his first iteration, but the effect makes it well worth it. All the Magnet Warriors have the same effect on the bottom, that if they're on the field on my opponent's turn, I contribute them. But again, we don't run the vanilla cards in this deck, so it doesn't really help us in this situation. We're going to run him at 3 as all times as well. And then finally, there's our defender, Gamma, the Electromagnet Warrior. Gamma's effect, when he's normal or special summoned, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower Magnet Warrior monster from your hand, except Gamma. You can only use the effect once per turn. So, the goal is, for most basic combo, is to summon Gamma in attack mode, and then special summon Beta, which gets his effect to get the add, which at that point allows you to add Alpha if you don't have him in your hand. So that's a quick way to get right into your big boss combo. In addition, that's a quick overlay for a rank 3. So we're going to run Gamma at 3 as well. So we're going to run all 3 of the Electromagnet Warriors at that space. Yeah, so it's pretty fun. Next, we're going to go straight into our boss monster for the series. I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to actually add the support cards at the end and kind of just show the main engine first. So next up, what we have here is we run 3 Berserkion, the Electromagnet Warriors. This bad boy is one heck of a card. He's kind of like the ABC Dragon, the new fusion for the ABC deck for the Magnet Warriors. Just a little bit faster to get out, in my opinion. First effect, cannot be normal or special summoned or set. Must be special or normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from the hand by banishing Alpha, the Electromagnet Warrior, Beta, the Electromagnet Warrior, and Gamma, the Electromagnet Warrior. Much like Valkyrion, that theme has contained itself. Once he's on the field from your hand or graveyard and or face up in your monster zone. And then this is the nice effect. You can banish 1 level 4 or lower Magnet Warrior monster from your graveyard to then target 1 card your opponent controls, destroy it. If this card is destroyed by battle, or if this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, You can target one each of your banished Alpha, Beta, and Gamma Electromagnet Warriors and special summon them. So, pretty good defense. If you get destroyed, you get to bring those cards back out to the field, which allows them to instantly activate their special summon effect, which is the draw, the add, and the special summon. So, perfect card for that. In a lot of cases, that's a way for you to go right back into another Berserkion. In addition, that banish effect on the card is not once per turn. So, you play your cards right, you get the graveyard filled, which is the primary concept of this deck. You have the capability of clearing a field and keeping yourself safe. So run him at 3. Next up, we run one Valkyria, the Magnet Warrior. Now, I know I said that I don't run the vanilla cards, which is the only way that you can go into Valkyrian. There is an additional way in this deck, and I'm going to be talking about that when we reach the extra deck portion. But essentially, you want to run him at 1 because he acts as fusion material for the fusion boss monster in the deck. So you want to run him at least at minimum 1. I'm going to be kind of testing it out with 2 here shortly just to kind of see how it flows, hoping it's going to go pretty well. I'm going to actually be updating this deck pretty consistently on the channel, so stay tuned for that. Next up, we have a new card, came out today at the pre-release. They were running 2 Doki Dokis. So Doki Doki is a really cool card. I was really excited when I was reading the card effect. I really wanted to add him to the deck, so essentially, you can discard 1 rock-type monster from your hand, special summon from your deck 1 rock-type monster that has the same original attribute and level as that monster. In this particular deck build, almost all of our monsters are level 3 rock monsters, so that is definitely not a problem for it. You can choose to put it in face-up attack position or face-down defense position, and you can only use the effect of Doki Doki once per turn. Now, that's okay. You want to use that special summon usually either on Alpha or Beta, just to get the add or just to get either of the adds, depending on your hand situation. So, run him at 2. It's an amazing card, really helps the engine flow. Then we've got our support cards in the end here. We're running 1 Mathematician and 1 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. So, that's it for our monsters. Coming right up next, we're going to go straight into our spells. I'm really excited, guys, because I got a chance to play this at one of my locals recently, and I was just really impressed with its performance, so I'm excited to be able to bring this to you. First off, we're going to go straight into our field spells. We're running 1 Catapult Zone and the new field spell, Magnetic Field. We're running 3 spell cards total. 2 of which are, set from the new set, 1 of which is not, and I'm going to explain why we have them. So first off, we're going right into Magnetic Field. If you control a level 4 or lower Earth Rock type monster, you can target 1 level 4 or lower Magnet monster in your graveyard and special summon it. You can only use this effect of Magnetic Field once per turn. So primarily, if you're going to play this field spell, you want to at least summon first a Magnet Warrior or any of your other Rock type monsters. Specifically because most of the Rock type monsters in the deck are Earth, if not all of them. I'm pretty sure they all are. Yes, they are. In addition, while this is on the field, if any of your opponent's monsters attack one of your Magnet Warriors and their monster's not destroyed by battle, return that monster back to their hand. Like, straight up, take it off the field, clears it back up, gets you set up for your next play. So, running this in combination with both the Electromagnet Warriors and their boss, Berserkion, perfect play. We run that at 2. And then next, we've got Catapult Zone, which I think really kind of helps out the deck's flow a little bit by discarding to the graveyard. Once per turn, if a monster you control would be destroyed by battle, you can send 1 rock-type monster from your deck to the graveyard instead. So, really nice card. Helps you kind of nil to the graveyard the cards you need to go straight into your Berserkion summon. Great card. Next up, we've got 2 Ties of the Brethren. So Ties of the Brethren was an easy choice for me for this deck. For you that don't know, this just came out in the brand new Yu-Gi-Oh! Legendary Duelist Collection 2. Ties of the Brethren, pay 2,000 life points, then target 1 level 4 or lower monster you control. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters. Also, special summon 2 monsters from your deck with the same type, attribute, and level as that monster, but with different names for each attribute and of that monster. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn that this card is activated. So, this is a quick way for you to swarm the field with your Electromagnet Warriors and get all 3 of your add effects and your special summon effects. However, the special summon, because of Ties of the Brethren, won't allow Gamma's effect to go off, but that's okay. Once they're all 3 on the field, you have your condition, and you can get Berserkion in your hand at the same time. So even if your opponent destroys your monsters, you're going into that play. So run that at 2. Easily. You want to see that in every hand. Next up, we have Pot of Acquisitiveness. So Pot of Acquisitiveness is a new card that just came out as well in the new pre-release. This bad boy is really, really nice for the deck. Target 3 banished monsters, shuffle all 3 into the deck, then draw 1 card. You can only activate 1 Pot of Acquisitiveness per turn. So the nice thing is here that the target 3 banished monsters does not designate yours. So if you're going up against Cosmos, or you're going up against anything that kind of focuses on banishing to get their plays off, you can throw those away and get them back in the deck, which, yeah, it can kind of hurt you because you're giving them back to your opponent, but at the same time, if they need them in the banish zone, you have a target in addition to your own Magnet Warriors. So running this at 1 right now, mostly because I only have the 1, I am looking at potentially running this at 2. I will update and let you know how that goes. Next card, we have, of course, Burial from a Different Dimension. Burial, not a new card here. Select up to 3 removed from play monsters and return them to the graveyard. That allows you to go back into your Berserkion play or activates as fodder for Berserkion to clear the field. So, running that is, of course, at 1. Magnet Reverse. Magnet Reverse is a really nice card that also came out pretty recently in the Silent Swordsman box. Target one of your machine or rock type monsters that is banished or is in your graveyard that cannot be normal summoned or set, and special summon it. So, in this case, as long as you were able to fulfill the condition to summon out at least 1 Berserkion, you can activate this as a Monster Reborn to bring your Berserkion back from the graveyard. Nice card. Running it at 1. Probably going to side in another one just in case I need to get Berserkion out more. We're just going to see how that goes. Next up, of course, we have Raigeki, Upstart Goblin, Twin Twisters, mostly because you want to discard to the graveyard. We're running at least 2 polys for the fusion. New card, Attack the Moon. It's common that also came out in the Yugi structure pack. Once per turn, when the battle position of a rock-type monster you control is changed, you can target 1 spell or trap card your opponent controls and destroy that card. So, I use this. I kind of like it. I'm going to keep it for now. I know that there's some better techs out there, but I'm kind of liking the theme, so I'm going to stick with it for now. But this, if ever I have to switch out a card, this is usually going to be my first result. So there we go for that. And of course, 1 Terraforming. So that's it for our spell cards. Next up, we're going to go straight into our traps. And yeah, let's go right on into it. So finally for traps, we have 2 Magnet Conversions. Magnet Conversion is the new trap from the Magnet Warrior support pack from the new Yugi structure. The effect is as follows. Hold on. Target up to 3 level 4 or lower Magnet Warrior monsters in your graveyard and add them to your hand. During either player's turn, except the turn that this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard and then target one of your banished level 4 or lower Magnet Warrior monsters and special summon it. So, the nice thing here is it's a way to get your banished warrior monsters back into your hand. And it's a way to get them back on the field as well for their instant draw effect. So the adds or the special summons, they're instantly at your disposal just by banishing this guy. You want to run this at 2. Next up, we have 3 Rock Bombardments. Rock Bombardment, if you've ever seen a rock deck, should always be running this. Send 1 rock type monster from your deck into the graveyard, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. So not only is it really free to be able to discard from your deck any of the Magnet Warriors that you need there for your Berserkion summon, but the burn and damage, instant choice. So run that at 3. Next up, we have 1 Solemn, and we have 1 Horn of the Heaven. Horn of the Heaven really doesn't hurt because you want to see your... you can actually afford to have your Electromagnet Warriors in the graveyard just to activate their effects. So Horn, instant choice for any negation. And then we're running one of the new promo cards and one of the new cards from Invasion of Vengeance, Space Dragster. Space Dragster is a special summon monster, trap monster. It's an effect machine type tuner, level 1. So you're really just summoning him out for the tuner condition. If summoned this way, other tuners you control cannot be destroyed by battle or your opponent's card effects while this card is in the monster zone. So he's kind of a protection, but I'm not using him for that. I'm just using him for the level 1 synchro. So running him at just 1. And that's it for the main deck. Next up, we're going to go straight into our extra deck here. First, we have 2 of the new fusions and the big boss of the big bosses, Empyrean Magnum, the superconductive battle bot. His condition is Valkyrian, the Magnet Warrior, and Berserkion, the Electromagnet Warrior fusion summon with pretty much polymerization. So that's the only downside. I was kind of hoping it would be a contact fusion, much like the ABCs, where their union effect or whatever it is. But in general, It's okay to go into poly. I have a lot of experience with it, and I like playing poly decks anyway. So, once per turn, during either player's turn, when your opponent activates a spell, trap card, or monster effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. If this face-up card in its owner's control leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can special summon both Valkyrian the Magnet Warrior and one Berserkion the Electromagnet Warrior from your hand and/or deck, ignoring their summoning conditions. So, because we're only running one Valkyrian, we can't really go into that final effect. Sometimes you really don't want to go into that, but it is an option too. So, if you do need to go into that effect, you can up to your Valkyrian in the deck to 2. So, running him at 2 right now. And that's just mostly because the extra deck is still kind of a work in progress. I would love to hear some suggestions from anyone out there. I'm kind of still working on figuring out what monsters would really benefit. I've got a couple options that I'm going to go into, potentially Cry of the Silver Mountain, and a couple other ones. So next up, we've got 3 Gorgonic Guardians. Gorgonic Guardian's got a really cool effect. It's a rank 3. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can detach 1 Xyz from this card, then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Its attack becomes 0, and if it does, its effects are negated. And these effects last until the end of the turn, and then once per turn, you can target 1 monster on the field with 0 attack and destroy it. So it's a negate and a pop. Run it at 3. Next up, I have 1 Leviathan Dragon, 1 Acid Golem of Destruction, 1 Dante for the nil effect, and then 1 Finisher, the Strong Arm. Finisher is just really just kind of the grab your opponent's a field wipe effect. It's kind of hard to go into, but if you can pull it off, it's really nice. Sets the field up for another Berserkion and pretty much a heavy hit of damage to your opponent. So, and that's it for the deck, guys. I'm pretty excited about it. The combinations that the deck can go into are really simplistic and very easy to learn. The special summon and the adds really benefit the speed of the deck. So you'll know pretty quick, much like ABCs, if you're going to win or lose just by seeing how the hands play out. The thing with the Electromagnet Warriors is it does take just a little bit more prep to kind of go into bigger plays, but it doesn't seem to slow it down. So I hope you liked the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and tune in next time. We're hoping to see you soon. You guys have a good night.